Breaking news. Welcome to another episode of Sweeper and the Keeper.
Episode 9.
We are your host. I'm Matt.
Oh, and I'm Jesse. We kind of flipped this. That mentaled me.
Coming up on today's episode, talking about the MLS.
You totally skipped our sponsor.
Get to it.
Okay, just they're normally early.
Quick shout out to European Sports for any of your soccer needs and essentials. Visit them at any of their 3 locations or online at europeansports.com.
Coming up, the West Conference. Later at 11 o'clock, the Eastern Conference of the MLS.
Playoff push.
Yeah, this is playoff push.
Well, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode. Glad you guys are with us again.
I hope you guys enjoyed our fingers in the last episode.
Yeah, we had a little fun with the
little
game.
Still waiting for some feedback and everything.
Episodes will be posted shortly, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, we're enjoying doing this, so
Are we?
ready to get things kicked off and started here. Talking about the Western Conference in the MLS this year for the playoff push.
Playoff push. LA looking crispy.
Yeah, with Giroud.
No. That's LAFC.
You're right.
Pew Makarus, our boy, our German boy.
My
Episode
bad.
9.
I'm getting these the fancy superstars that they're trying to catch up to Miami backwards. LA Galaxy, Ricky Pugh, Marco Reus. He's already been playing pretty well. Had a nice assist the other day, or last week or 2 weeks ago, something like that. I don't recall, but
His first game.
First
he had
game.
an assist and a goal.
they're 31 matches played, 34 games for the rest of the season. They got 58 points right now. I'm pretty sure they got to lock in for, number 1 seed in the Western Conference.
Yeah, I will admit, my MLS knowledge this year at least has been pretty poor. I follow the Bundesliga more heavily. Being a Chicago Fire fan, it just dampens the mood
Yeah, because they suck.
because they're just the third biggest market, and they pull this shenanigans, and here we are. We'll talk about them later, but I'll admit that my MLS has not been as crispy this season, at least. I promise next year will be better, much better. I'll follow it heavier than this year, but it's been more heavy on the Bundesliga for me, at least.
I mean, I try to watch as many games as I want. I primarily focus on watching the Miami and Chicago Fire games, but there's a Wednesday night game or another different Saturday late night games from the West Coast. I'll try to put it on, with, I hate to say it, but the Apple TV, having access to every single game, it's nice.
Screws us. It's cute. It screws the casual viewer, you can say.
I mean, if people don't want to spend another $70-$80 on the season watching soccer just for another streaming service, but that's the whole streaming services and all that crap. But,
I mean, I got ESPN Plus and I watch the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
And La Liga.
Yeah, and then it's like you got to buy all these different streaming services to watch these different leagues, and it sucks that you're watching your games on TikTok and Instagram and the reels and stuff, and looking up YouTube, and you got to wait for a day or a couple hours after the game to actually see the game or see the highlights and everything. It's kind of annoying, but I mean, it's kind of where we're at right now in the world. I miss when everything was on TV, and then it was beautiful. But then again, cable subscription, but that was before all this other crap.
Modern age now. We're at the modern age.
It is. But if Apple TV could do a play-by-play and have 2 games going on the screen at the same time, that would be nice. Because there's constant times where I got something going on my TV and then I got a game going on my phone. It's kind of annoying, but then I got picture-in-picture has been around for 20-plus years, so why can't they develop this and do it? I mean, even for
Massive
the Champions League, they were having both games are on the same screen.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
They would cut to different wording.
Paramount Plus.
Going on. Paramount
Keep it
Plus,
up.
do a good job
CBS.
there.
Keep it up.
But yeah, let's keep going. Western Conference. I'm not too familiar with most of these teams, just because I don't really watch that much. Obviously, I try to watch the LA Galaxy and LAFC games, but
Of course, LA. They always, I would say, dominate that side. But shout out to Houston Dynamo. F them for one. Absolutely hate them. And Seattle Sounders, they were my second favorite MLS team. Like those beautiful green jerseys that Xbox 360 sponsor, Clint Dempsey, those days. That I love Seattle. They were my second favorite team in the MLS, but I have turned over to Charlotte ever since they announced Charlotte as the new team. I was excited, and we'll get in that side of things. But
Sure.
Charlotte is now my second favorite. Seattle, I guess, would be my third, but I still love Seattle. But yeah, we know more about the eastern side than the western.
Just because, I mean, obviously we're on the eastern.
But I will say St. Louis, coming off an amazing season, that they're 13th right now.
Yeah.
Kind of shocker.
The new season push, and then they kind of flip back, I guess.
Yeah, St. Louis. Typical St. Louis. As a Chicago person, screw St. Louis. I mean, in any sport, when it's Chicago, St. Louis, it's a hate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Louis is on the west. You think they would be...
But I mean, they got 31 points, which is better than the last two teams in the Eastern Conference. And then San Jose.
You know, it's crazy how point heavy the West is compared to the East.
Yeah.
It's actually phenomenal. It's kind of
Every
crazy.
East Coast team that they play, except for a few, you know. But yeah, because it's like 64, 56, 56, and then drops all the way down to like 30s and then 28. Where here's constant, you know.
It's well even.
They got 10 teams above 40 points, and here we got 7 teams above 40 points on the East.
Yeah.
So it's better quality, I would say. I mean, some of these teams have been in the league longer.
A few
of them, but yeah, it's just interesting to see what's going to happen. Out of the West, I mean, obviously the top 9 teams go in. Right now, Minnesota's on the bottom at 37, but Austin.
No, 42. Dallas has 37.
Oh, you're right. My bad. 42. Dallas is 37.
Chance.
5 points. They got 4 games left. It'll be interesting to see if they can come back and try to make a push.
There could be a lot of late pushes here.
Yeah, I mean it's close. Depending on, I mean, a lot of these teams they have a lot of goals against, and you know not really scoring that many. But hopefully, out of the West Coast, I think the top 2 teams are probably going to be. I gotta say, the LA teams. I mean,
You think LAFC is gonna?
They're number 1 and 4. LAFC, they got a lot of top. I mean, World Cup players. You know, they got Giroud, and then you got the goalkeeper.
Lloris, however
World
French
Cup winners.
say it.
So, I mean, they know how to play pressure in high games. Obviously, it's a lot different than European side because we have a playoff where it's just this is the top team, and then the playoffs are like the champions in the different tournaments in the league where we have, the Open Cup, which...
And then the I don't know how to pronounce it. Companion?
Yeah,
Companion Cup? I'm sorry, I totally butchered that probably.
Mid-league tournament that everyone plays in, which is kind of weird for, you know, for MLS and the La Liga teams.
Yeah.
What's that called?
I just said it.
No, it's a different one.
Oh, it's not the Champions Cup.
I don't know. It was just made last year.
Yeah.
So this is the second year.
Jeez.
But yeah, I mean, it's weird to have a month off for the entire league just for a tournament mid-season.
MLS guy get on that European side of scheduling.
Any chance they can get to make more money? I mean, that's kind of where it comes into. So I mean,
capitalism.
Yeah, and it runs rampant in the MLS, and you can see.
It's okay. We'll have 32 team divisions, West and East.
I mean, they're going to keep expanding, which is nice, but hopefully with the more expansions, it might be able to bring in the pro reg, promotion and regulation. It's going to be hard for the USA owners because they spend a lot of money on these teams. If they get relegated, like they go from making, we'll say, $1 billion to $1 million, and that's obviously exaggerated, but that's how much money, you know, is in play for some of these teams. They're making millions of dollars, then they go down to hundreds of thousands of dollars. So,
tough shit, in my opinion. I mean,
you're going to lose. Obviously, Apple TV's not going to cover second league teams. They don't cover the semi-pro and then the other leagues and stuff.
Yeah, that's ESPN covers Bundesliga too. Like it's
It's still a pretty big
It's
league.
not.
I mean,
It's
so
great.
a lot of the,
It's competitive. It's
a lot
fun
of
to
the-
watch.
I mean, a lot of the guys
Honestly.
from Bundesliga too come to the MLS because it's probably, I would say, the same quality. Some of the players, I mean,
Probably, I guess
I mean,
you'd
'cause
say.
you got some like Chihos came from Bundesliga too,
Correct.
and he was doing pretty well until they kind of figured him out. Just get him angry, and the German anger pops out, and he starts getting cards and slide tackling and red cards, and he's a little slow, but who do you think's gonna, if one of these teams make it to the final, who do you think's gonna make it to the final to play the Eastern team?
That's tough. I'm pulling for the Galaxy
Really?
out of the West. Yeah.
All right, I can see it. I think Galaxy, LAFC are going to be big contenders, but I also think Real Salt Lake is going to play pretty well. They're currently second. They're still 7 points behind LA Galaxy. I think Galaxy's going to
Choke a little bit.
No, I don't think they're going
Not
to choke,
choke,
but I think they
give up.
You got 4 games, and as long as Galaxy wins one of them, I think they should be good to clinch first place in the league, and then they're going to be playing Team 8, which is probably Portland. So, I mean, they're obviously it's an easier route to win because they get that bye.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it'll be interesting. But I think it's going to be, realistically, LA Galaxy or Real Salt Lake are probably going to win the West and then come over for the final and play Miami. I mean, the Eastern team winner.
Jeez. You know what? Wrapping up at the West. Coming up next, Eastern Conference.
Eastern Conference. This is one, obviously, we watched a little bit more. Miami, Charlotte, Chicago Fire, unfortunately. I was a fan of TC United for a while, years ago. Got to see one of their games, actually, in Washington, D.C. That was a lot of fun. But what are your thoughts this year on how Eastern Conference is looking?
I've always hated Miami from the get-go. I know you enjoy Miami. I get it, whatever. But sleazeballs.
It's just fun to watch them play football, though.
It's not.
Yeah, I think it is.
They're boring as hell.
How are they boring?
It's the same I don't know how teams haven't figured them out. It's just the same bull
they
crap.
try to cover Messi, and he just passes the ball. And then he gives it to Alaba, and Alaba crosses it from the left. And
You got Suarez there for the header. Like, whatever. Like, come on, guys. Like, do better. They're old. They're
yeah, but Alaba's still
Whatever.
running circles around some of these people. But that guy's got a freaking temper, though.
yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't picked up a couple more red cards because they do dirty things to him, and he gets dirty back. I mean, he gets hit hard, and he shows his emotions.
Usually the
pretty hard.
retaliation gets the card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Suarez, he's got a temper as well, and he's always
Yeah,
arguing with
he's
the
always
refs,
biting.
and he only bit 2 people, I think. Verified 2 bites.
Verified.
If he was a dog,
On camera.
If he was a dog, he would have been put down. But
Oh,
I
well
gotta
said.
say,
Well said.
it has been nice seeing Messi play these past couple games, coming back from over a month-long injury.
From the
Copa
tournament.
America, from
Yep.
the Copa
Yep. Yep.
America.
Yep.
Messed up his ankle real bad. He came right in. First game back within 10 minutes, got 2 assists.
I believe it.
It was nice to see. I watched that game. I was very happy. I was shocked that he started. I thought he was only going to come on as a sub, especially because the end of the season, because of that month-long tournament, they have a game on Saturday, game on Wednesday, game on Saturday, game on Wednesday. It's like 4 games within 2-3 weeks, and it's like, I remember back in high school, we were having like 3 games a week. Sometimes 2 games a week, and like I never really worried about like playing time, and like injuries and all that stuff. We just went out there and we did it, and then at practice we still
Yeah.
did it. So it's
And
like
then-
it's weird that these professional players they need to take a week off.
Yeah,
Or
they're
they can't
bitching.
play this game because
Rodri.
Who?
Rodri over in Manchester City. He mentioned about how
yeah.
much they play
Yeah, and it's
and
like
crap. It's like you're getting paid
What's
millions.
the difference between a game and a full-paced scrimmage in practice? I mean, obviously it's not 90 minutes, but you're not running for 90 minutes.
No.
Especially if you're the offense, you're controlling the game. And there's a lot of time where everyone's just kind of standing there, passing around, making their moves. But
I mean, I'd love to fill their shoes. I wouldn't be bitching about playing too much.
making,
What the
making a lot
hell?
of money. Some
Anyways,
players making
that's
a lot of money.
that's another discussion. Yeah, Rodri made that
But
comment.
no, I've been enjoying Miami this year. I think they really started clicking better.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
They're currently sitting at 64 points, And
You-
took my other paper away.
No, it's right.
Nope. And Galaxy's sitting at 58 points. So I think
I did that.
they're. I think Miami's going to win the Supporter Shield. I mean, the highest point and highest winning team in the league. It's a trophy, and I think they're going to do it. New England in 2021 set the record at 73 points. Miami's got 9 points to go. They got 4 games left, so they got to win pretty much 3 games to tie it.
3 games on tie. Yeah.
3 games to tie it, and they either need a tie and a win. So they got to win out, which I don't know if they want to do that, because I'm pretty sure they have the top seed locked. I mean, they're 8 points ahead of Cincinnati. As long as Cincinnati doesn't go on a run. I think if Miami wins one of their next games, they're going to take this Supporter Shield, and they might actually just sit their players.
That's fair. Why gamble it?
Why gamble an injury with Messi?
Yeah,
or
playoffs
Suarez
already
one?
set. In sight. Why?
Suarez's knees, they aren't as good as they used to be, but the guy can still find a spot and find a
Yeah.
goal. I mean, breakaway one-on-one with the goalie, he gets caught by every defender. Unfortunately, not like he was back in the day. Let's talk about Charlotte a little bit.
Yeah, Charlotte. I'm happy to see him. I know Nick, who's a guest on the podcast. He knows Brant Bronico and his brother Frankie, good friends. Like I said, ever since they announced Charlotte as a new team in the MLS, I've been rooting for them. And like I said, they took over my second favorite team. They're currently at 6. Last year, they just scraped by to make playoffs, last seed, and then got pooped on. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
But they're sitting in 6, so they're sitting very well. As long as they don't poop the bed.
Yeah.
Please don't.
And
I want one of my teams to make it through. If it's not the Fire, it has to be Charlotte. It has to be. Just don't poop. Please, don't poop the bed. And then you got Toronto. Kevin, shout out to you, Kevin. You probably don't even watch an episode. But you're a Canadian team, which we're about to go see by this time. Well, this episode's already, in the pooper, too. I mean, Toronto is just clinging on, too. So I got friends' teams making it, and my team just sitting.
Toronto and Philly are both sitting at 36 points. Montreal's at 34 points. Atlanta's at 33. Nashville and DC United are at 33 points. So there's a lot of the bottom couple teams are really going to be making a big push here.
Big pushes here. Big push.
They pretty much all, except for Toronto, they got 1 game plus, so they're at 31 games. So they only got 3 games left. Everyone else in that rush, I'd say, is playing for.
Wow,
30.
Columbus got 29.
Yeah, they had 56 points, so they might be able. They got 5 games.
Yeah,
It could be 15 points if they went out. I mean, it'd be interesting. But yeah, it's definitely weird, especially with Charlotte being at 41 points. I mean, New York or
they can jump. They can jump up.
New York's at 41 as well, but Orlando's only 2 points ahead of them. Red Bulls are 3 points ahead of them. So I can realistically see Toronto or Charlotte going into 4th place.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if they're going to be able to catch Columbus. They're
probably not. Columbus.
15 points back on them. So that'll definitely, with 4 games left.
And then Columbus just won the U.S. Open Cup? Who just won the U.S. Open Cup? Or was it L.A.?
I think it was L.A., but Columbus,
It was L.A.
Did they
Columbus
lose?
lost in that
The Campeonatos Cup.
Campion. Yeah, that's right.
See how it actually is pronounced.
You gonna Google Translate for us?
But yeah, it's definitely very interesting. I couldn't find it, so I'm not going to keep looking. I don't care. So that's so bad it didn't pop up in
That's all right.
Google. I mean, it's definitely a close race for these last, I'd say, 5 teams. Like I said, I think Columbus.
Yeah.
I think the top 3 are going to be Miami, Cincinnati, Columbus. I don't know if Red Bulls, they can push to get 12 points in 4 games, but then again, Columbus, they just have to tie or win a game. So I think the top 3 teams are locked. It's just between 4 and 9. It could be, you could have the 13th place team popping up in 8th place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
totally doable.
It's doable. Chicago Fire has no chance, especially they only got 3 games left. So they played 31 games.
Yeah, you're right.
They're 4 points behind DC United, but realistically.
Let's be real.
DC United is still in 13th place. They got to get to 9th place, which they're sitting at 36 points. So you do the math there. I don't think they have a shot to make the playoffs. At least they're not in last place besides New England, but New England's got 29 games played, and they still got 5 games.
Gosh. What is happening?
So they have 5 games to 3, and they're only down a point.
Wow. I hate New England.
The goal differential is insane. Chicago's at a -18. New England's at a -28.
But Montreal's at a -20, and they're sitting at 10. That's,
But
oh my gosh!
look at all
Toronto, -17.
Yeah, so they either
They're
win
an
the
eighth.
games by 1 or they get blown out.
Columbus though, they're spanking. Oh,
27.
better than Miami currently. Oh
Well,
wow!
I think the issue with Miami's always been it's Calendar's a decent goalkeeper. It's just when you're constantly getting shot and when numerous games in a row within the first 2-3 minutes you're getting scored on. That's happened at least 2 or 3 times this season.
Yeah,
And it sucks. And like you have decent players. Alaba can only do so much. He's old now, but he's still a player and he still does well. But their defense has been an issue last year. They were, obviously that's their weakness. You keep the pressure and you keep attacking.
Very inconsistent. back.
Miami doesn't have that counter-attacking issue that they used to have, or that they ever had, because Miami or Messi's slow, Suarez is slow, Campagna is slow when he gets subbed in.
But they look quick in the MLS.
Well,
A little bit.
let's bring us to Chicago Fire.
Wait, we want to talk about those guys. What do you want to
Some
talk
big
about?
rumor mills coming up.
Rumors.
I-
These are rumors.
I hate the guy, but former USA superstar coach Greg Berhalter likes to kick his wife. Might be coming to coach the team next year. Obviously with what's his name, Klopas right
Klopas.
now. He's only an interim head coach, I guess. You
Per
made him
usual.
interim
Yeah.
head coach for the entire season, which doesn't make sense. Obviously, he hasn't done well. Fire needs something to shake it up. The management, the owners, and I'm worried that big thing I'm seeing now is that they might sell the team and move it to a different franchise or fan base, which I could see because the owners, they paid a lot of money for it and they're not really getting their money's worth back. No one's going to these games. It's kind of like the White Sox right now. They suck so bad. There's 100 people going to a stadium.
A massive stadium. Soldier Field,
Soldier
that
Field
is.
is
It's
huge. I mean, it's not as big as
other
others,
NFL, but
it's still a big stadium for a soccer stadium. That thing should be selling out, especially in Chicago with such the big Hispanic and European and Polish community. And even just everyone, back in the day, that place was sold out every single time a game played. And then now it's you could buy tickets for the front row for $40. And you could have no one around you. And it's insane.
it's unfortunate. It's sad to see.
I mean, what do you think that they should do?
I don't think they should sell. They just, management-wise, they need to do better. They just got rid of Heinz.
Yeah.
He's gone finally. Shaqiri finally
Oh, that guy was
back over fucking to his childhood team.
That guy sucked. For us.
He milked those dollars
$6 million.
off the Chicago teeth.
I
He
even
just
think
milked
that
it.
they decided to end the contract.
Good.
So
And I'm
they didn't have to pay
glad.
him out. He didn't have to pay money back or anything like that. So it was a mutual just get the F out of here, man.
As long as we get a proper GM, better management. Like I said earlier, Chicago's one of the biggest markets.
Yeah.
The improper coach, head coach. Klopas just not. He's just there to fill the position. He's just there.
He's just a fire legend. He grew up in the
Yeah,
program.
that's-
I mean,
that's-
that doesn't make you a good head coach. And
Correct.
we've
And how
seen
many
that
times has he been the interim coach?
At least 3 or 4.
Too many times.
Yeah.
One too many times. And I feel bad for the guy because he's there. He supports. He loves the club.
Absolutely loves
And then they throw him in this position, gets shit on, and then he's back in the full circle.
it. Yeah.
It's great to see Zach Thornton as a coach.
Oh, absolutely.
The
That guy's a legend.
Legend. CJ Brown.
Yeah.
I saw him. I wasn't that guy. I wasn't like, take a picture, because he was on the phone. But yeah, head coach, proper GM, proper management. Use that money.
Yeah.
Get those players. They just sold an international spot too to I just swore, to a team. We wasted an international spot, right? For what, GAM?
Yeah.
GAM money?
Location
It's like
bonus.
500,000. Wow, that doesn't
And
mean
it's
crap.
like some of the players on the team are good.
They
It's
are.
just they can't.
What's
do it 'cause
happening?
There's not enough, and it's like playing with a whole bunch of subs.
There's no motivation.
No.
There's no tradition, passion.
Not anymore.
None of that.
Ever since they
It's
changed
gone.
the logo twice.
It's gone.
I mean, they got rid of Sector Latino. It's now just the one fan page. I mean, I remember going to Toyota Park or SeaTac Stadium.
It's
And
okay, Toyota's
back
fine.
left of the stadium, you got Sector Latino over there making their cheers. Then you got the men in red, Section 8 making their cheers and stuff. And it's like, even Section 8 now doesn't even look like they care anymore because this team, everyone's losing faith. And it's upsetting.
They've lost faith.
Yeah.
It's just at this point by a thread of continuing just be affiliated with the Fire.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
But
that's
out of the
depressing.
East, top 9 teams currently sitting, who do you think is going to win the Eastern Conference? And
I hate to say it, Miami. I think it's going to be Galaxy Miami final. That's my bold prediction.
Cincinnati might be
Bold
able to make a
prediction.
push.
They could.
I mean, they're doing. Columbus is also doing pretty well. Their head coach is amazing. Wilford Nancy. I think Wilford Nancy. He's a good looking coach. He's a good guy. I like his accent.
Wow.
He's a great looking coach. That means he's
He
qualified.
was in the talks of being also for the USA job.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Then again, it's like he's only coached MLS, I believe. I don't know where he came from before. But regardless, he took the Columbus team. Look up. They're in third place right now. They got 5 games left, 56 points, tied for third place. Tied for second place, actually, with Cincinnati. So I think Columbus might make a push.
They could. They won
Coming
it
in
last
second.
year, no?
Year or two?
I don't remember exactly. It might have been. But they've always been pretty well. And I think it's going to be between Miami and Columbus. And I don't know what their head-to-head record is right now for this year. But I think Miami, that was the AC turning off.
Clinking the
I think Miami will win it, and Miami has to go against LA Galaxy. I think that they have Galaxy's number this year.
I think Miami will fully win it.
I think they
honestly,
will.
I hate to say it, but
Give Messi another trophy.
yeah, right. Just get also a Ballon d'Or too, right?
No, he didn't
No,
make the
no.
list this year.
Vinny's
I hope not.
supposedly Vinny has
He
been.
better
oh.
not. He better not.
I
Because
saw,
it's like
I
a slap
saw,
in the
I
face
saw
to
the, I
everyone.
saw the on X that he's been notified that he's been the winner of the Ballon d'Or this year.
That's upsetting because what did he do?
Jack shit.
Exactly. He sits around, he flops, and he cries, and like people don't hate him because he's black. They hate him because he's an asshole. And
Pure
like
asshole.
And his attitude on the field. Like I keep seeing the thing of Kimmich in the Champions League.
Yeah,
He's
oh,
standing
yeah,
there
yeah,
like
yeah,
this,
yeah.
Kimmich gives him the
Yeah.
ball, and then he just drops it. And then he rolls it away, and he looks at Kimmich like, "You're an idiot. What are you doing?" So I get wasting time. But then again, Modric, same clip. He was winning. They gave him the ball, and he's like, "Hey, thanks, man." He picked the ball up and he threw it to his teammate. So just different
Yeah.
mindsets.
As much as we can talk about assholes of the sport, that's gonna have to end the MLS. Finally talked about the MLS, but it came to the playoffs. But
Breaking news is over. Once again, I mean, thanks for watching. Appreciate comments, feedback, like, share.
anything.
Just tell us what you like. Tell us
Hate
what
on
you
us.
see.
We don't care. Just
Tell
do
us
it.
if you like this, or us playing games, or us going out on site playing football and all that foot golf. And like, once again, we enjoy this, so we want to hear what you guys enjoy, and we're here for you.
Yeah, just comment. It's not that difficult.
No.
Just do it, please.
Just like it. I like stuff.
If you
all
think
the
it's
time by
boring,
mistake.
tell us that we're boring. We don't care.
Yeah.
Crap on us. We don't care.
Except for Vlado. I won't listen to you.
We won't ever take that man's criticism.
We'll put out some fires, buddy.
yeah, and go watch Man U, you chooch.
But thanks again. Welcome to another great
Thank you.
episode of Sweeper and the Keeper.
Episode 9.
9.
9.